Morning, happy Thursday. Should we do think about it Thursday? No, we need to think about it every day, whether it's Thursday or not. Haven't me pulled off yet. Let me put my lip gloss on. I was thinking, so I saw that Zoran Mad Donnie. Mad Donnie. Zoran Mad Donnie is offering. Is it 35 or 15 million for gender affirming care up in New York? The same place where they are working on changing the terminology for mother and father to gestating parent or non-gestating parent. So you know what they're doing is, because see, when you're born, you get your DNA from your parents. You got the breath of life of God. You know, God has formed you in your mother's womb. So, when you trans people, especially children, you know, adults, free will, I ain't talking about you. We all got the right to choose to be rebellious or not. But you still coming out of your identity too. That's where the confusion comes in. So anyway, but I'm going to stick with the children, because that's the most disgusting thing. And to see people still trying to act like Democrats are really some type of moral authority. They ain't authority on jack. A lot of people just confused and twisted and like lies and the devil. That's all. They don't see what the devil is doing. And the devil is always in the details. So the details, if you are gestating, that means that you're limited to just gestating. Your only requirement for your child is to gestate. And that means to just carry the baby. Gestation means carrying the baby. Basically, a surrogate. So when you become just a surrogate, or just someone that is able to gestate, or you know, your gestation period, after your gestation period, and then if you're a non-gestating parent, which means that, damn fathers, y'all really, they making y'all basically obsolete. You just good for some sperm. Dang. What these terms do, see, mother and father equate the fact that you're going to mother a child, you're going to father a child, you're going to not only produce or create, or your seed is going to, you know, create a child. You're actually going to be there to protect, provide, guide, shelter, you know, defend the child against things in the world that would, you know, damage or harm that child. You have a right to determine what your child is listening to, doing. You have a right to teach your children the ways of God. You have a right to not teach your child the ways of God, but you are the parent and you have that right. So if you're not the mother or the father, you're just a gestating. And then as a non-gestating parent, all you're doing is being the person that's making the gestation possible. So you don't really have any rights to, or any type of responsibilities, just like a gestating parent. When you're gestating, if it's limited to gestation, all you're doing is supposed to just bring the baby here, and then the government and the Democrats are going to take over. So that's why they want to change the language. They want to make everybody unidentified with God, because when you don't identify with God and recognize that He created you, Psalms 139:9. If you don't realize that and recognize that, and a lot of people are not reading their Bibles anymore, you have pulpit culture warriors that aren't teaching Bible anymore. They're perverting and twisting Bible. So much so that they're out here telling people. And I saw an interaction between one of my Facebook friends of the thinking order and one of her people. And it was about sex before marriage. And the person says, oh, it doesn't say there's no sex. You shouldn't have sex before marriage. But yes, it does. What does undefiled mean? Look it up. Oh, I forgot. A lot of people don't look up words because it can't look up words because you have to be able to read words. So undefiled means there's no defiling. It's not filthy. It's not dirty. So if the marriage bed is undefiled, that means that marriage makes the bed pure. Anything outside of that is impure. Fornication is what? Sex before marriage. Or anything outside of marriage. Adultery is what? Where's in the Bible? What does it say? Who can't inherit? Whoremongers, adulterers, all that stuff. Where the biblically intelligent at? The ones that study in the Bible, but I don't know. I did better with the people in Sunday school and Bible study coming up in Vacation Bible School because they actually were teaching the Bible. They no agendas, no alignments, no affirming what Satan is insinuating. Just the Bible. Now we got all these Satan whispering hearers. You know how Eve was listening with the slivering serpent in her ear, and she slivered that mess to Adam, and here we are. Yeah. So if you don't have any type of connection, any natural affection or tendencies towards the children that you're giving birth to, and you're only giving birth to them because it gives you a status symbol or the ability to collect payments from the government or some other being because they want to have a baby, gestation is all that you are required to do. So it all works together for the perversion and demise of those who don't love the Lord. You are taking children and limiting them to products on an assembly line, able to feed them garbage, allow them to be mutilated, breasts cut off, penises cut, split, whatever they do and tucked, or they can keep it and just get some boobs up here, look like a Baphomet. Just interesting, disgusting situation. So, and then the funny thing about Zoran Madani and the many like him, and this is why it's dangerous what's going on these universities and in a lot of schools and in a lot of churches. Muslims, especially abroad, they're not about transgender or homosexuality. Go check and see what they do to people living that lifestyle. But of course they don't have no problem with you, American idiot that's listening to them. They love it that you're an American and you're giving them such sway over their life. So they're willing to destroy you. Yes, go ahead, have your abortions, kill yourself off. We're having all the babies. Go ahead, cut your body parts up, become a boy and you're a girl. Oh, well, you can't really become that, but we can pretend all day, because eventually what's going to happen is you're going to drug yourself enough, and then your confusion is going to wrap around in your brain, and then you're going to end up either offing yourself or tragedy of tragedies, because you're doing things against your body and blocking things that are supposed to be naturally done. It's a natural process that God made us for. So when you start altering it with drugs and other things like that, eventually it's going to shut down and not function. And I know a lot of people don't listen to the detransitioners that are out and presenting cases and suing doctors one their case. So that's going to open the floodgates. Yeah, so you're allowing these people to tell you families aren't families anymore. The destruction of the family is what Satan's biggest goal. It's also your favorite people's goal, and they're working it well. They're working it well. And you all are so busy. Oh. No, I don't want to be like you. I'm glad I stopped with them people. I'm glad God saw fit in 2009 or 2010 to make me start looking around and questioning and checking and questioning and reading and knowing. And I'm like, hey, hold up. You sure you want your name on a card to say affiliation Democrat? Yeah. I was like, no, that's not what we want to do no more. And the more and more I look and see, the more and more I'm like, you can, I don't never. God is first. Any other affiliation that I maybe affiliate is after, but I definitely don't think that that's a flex, because I see what they doing. But y'all don't think, well, but y'all upset. They putting out boys in this and that. You putting your boys in dresses and wigs and skirts and lipstick and tucks and your girls in binding material, binding breasts, because you allow it, because those are your besties. While they sell you your demise, Chuck Schumer and them said, and I'm going to keep saying it, they said that Americans aren't reproducing fast enough. That's why they need illegals. And illegals in an illegal joint from Uganda is the mayor of New York City. I call him illegal because he ain't got no business being in office. I don't know if his paperwork is in order, but they shouldn't have let him be here. So yeah, he's going to fund whatever it is to destroy you so that they can come over here. It's a Bible verse, people, where it talks about the foreigners will have more influence than you in your land. They do. Look at all the bills that these people are enacting for illegals. Oh, now Westmore, you can't investigating fraud for illegal. He ain't investigating fraud for immigrants, because legal immigrants are already, you American citizen, you naturalize whatever, you already have access to rights. But you giving rights to undocumented, the sexy word, just like MAPS, the minor attracted person. They're famous for taking language and words and just using it and redefining. And but yet, you know what they also doing? They're taking your citizenship from you. You don't even see it. People out there in the street willing to die and obstruct and harm federal or local law enforcement to lose their own rights. Let me tell you why and how you're losing your rights. I'm taking a citizenship class right now because I felt like I work in Citizenship and Immigration Services. Just like when I was at ICE, it was things I wanted to learn and know, besides the paperwork that I was doing to help process the travel arrangements for the officers and things on removals. So I've taken a course by Hillsdale College on citizenship. And I bought the book to read it. And I'm sitting there like, this is fascinating, this is good. Then Barbara Jordan, for people, y'all like listening to black people, but you don't like listening to black people as long as they saying the same things that you think they should say, or what the Democrat Party think that they should say. Barbara Jordan was a Democrat before Democrats started acting real stupid. She was a Democrat, and she did a comprehensive review on immigration and its effects, not only just on American society, but on black people. Look it up. She said the same very things that many of us I'm not an independent. I was when I first on Democrat Party myself, but I do independently think, and I will review and consider material, but it has to line up with, one, it can't be disruptive to the Bible. So anyway, so independents and conservatives and Republicans, and there are some Democrats, they know better. They just don't want to say it because they don't want to get called a name. You get called names when you don't like. So yeah, now we calling your names back. That's why now I ain't even mad when conservatives, independents, libertarians, or whoever return. I mean, you shouldn't, but I get it. You get tired, so yeah, give them what they give. Think y'all the only ones that can do something. Yeah. So anyway, So now, how they're bastardizing your citizenship, just like with the squatting thing. I tell people all the time, squatting is the same thing as illegal entry. These people feel like they got a right to somebody's home because the person went on vacation, or they done went online and they done wrote their name or documented, put their names and fraudulently, inputted some information in, so now they're taking over people's homes. How do the laws protect squatters but not the people that actually own, pay for, and pay for the home? How does that happen? Well, same way with this undocumented, aka always going to be known as illegals to me. Excuse me. A prime example, and I was talking to my friend the other day, and I said we had IDs. I still got my voter's card from when I first, well, no, it's not the same one, but I remember when I was 18 and I signed up to vote, I got a card from the DC Board of Elections stating my name, precinct where I'm supposed to vote, party affiliation, and we used to show it when I went to the polls. Now, my family, Lipscombs, we was well known because my grandfather was a pastor for gobs of years in Ward 8, so they knew him. So when we went to the polls, most of the time they were familiar with the family name and who we were. So after seeing you for a period of time, yeah, they know it's you. Now, versus now, 2024, I go to the poll and I take my ballot that they sent me, and I was like, I need another one because after I did a thorough review of the ranked choice vote, and I was like, ranked choice, that's confusion, that's unnecessary, and DC is so heavily what it is, it makes no sense. And then when I talk to some people that I know that live in California where they do ranked choice, and they explain how problematic it is to, actually get people outside of the normal same people because of the the ranking choice, I was like, yeah, we don't need that. So I was like, I need a new ballot. So I kept my ballot so I could trash it. No, I tore it up, but then I threw it in the trash when I left. Well, I took it to the shredder at work. But at any rate, I had a new ballot. But when I going through that process, I said, well, you want to see my vote? Oh, no, we don't need to see your voter card. I said, why not? I can come in here and tell you anything. Somebody could have came in here and said they me, and then I walk up in here and want to vote, and you like, oh, well, Miss Lipscomb, you was already, I was already here when. It makes no sense, but they're doing that because if you don't have documentation, them people don't have documentation. It's no way to prove who's who. So they doing any and everything. So don't tell me who's not voting where. They are. I think Frederick County voted to allow them to vote. And I think DC did in some instances. I saw that a couple of months. I was pissed. I said, what the hell are they voting for? They don't live here. Their citizenship is in a whole nother country. They entered, they're here illegally. And they burn our flag and tell us to kiss their ass while they taking our benefits. But you all are out here fighting for your own takeover. That's why the teen takeovers are happening. They giving you a preview. Go look up the UK. The UK has been so overrun that they actually now, the people have gotten tired. They protesting. Because the people over there, that not only are they killing them, like they're killing us. Well, we got our own killing us too, but they killing us on the roads. It was another accident, I think this week, a family, a grandmother, mother, and child was killed. I think it was a illegal drunk driver. We have the trucks where they killing people on the road. It's all on purpose because the Democrats want the illegals more than they want you. Because a lot of them are not American born. Some of them are, but those that aren't, they're in a tax bracket where they don't want to clean their toilets. So if they don't want to clean their toilets, and a lot of you don't want to clean your toilets, and then if you clean the toilets, because you do have cleaning companies that are run by Americans of all groupings, but you're going to require a certain amount of money. Who you think gonna clean the toilet for cheaper? These people ain't virtuous. My God. One day y'all gonna listen. But God bless those who already do. Happy Thursday.